Hello and welcome to Explain 11. I'm Andy, and I firstly want to apologize for the kids in the background, which you will probably hear, but lots of kids over, so I closed myself into a room and I think, well, you can probably hear them. Anyway, I'm going to take a brief look at, or a short look at this new Dauphin N2 for Explain 11. So I think this is pretty awesome. I've tried it out for a bunch of hours now and it is an amazing helicopter. So let's go inside. I hooked up everything so I can turn on the batteries with my SciTech panels. So fuel pumps on. What else we need? I'm just going to try to do this. So I switch. I have a throttle lever, so I set that up here, and some buttons for starters and stuff. And you can also set up the brake handle if you want that. So look, it starts moving. So I'm going to start the engines first. So I have no idea about the correct procedure, but I'm going to put starter, and then I'm going to introduce fuel about 15%, which is probably completely wrong, but it's something. So I just did a thing with my throttle, and it went into the first detent there. Good. Engine spooling up, rotor spooling up. Turn on generators, inverters rolling around. They should probably be off, but still. Let's start number 2. You can probably hear the kids in the background, right? So my apologies, but I wanted to just get a video out. So number 2 is spooling up. There you go. Then generator on. Like so. Okay. Avionics, got the beacons and stuff, but that's on now. You want to put the pitot heats on. So I want to show you this, well, what do you call it? Autopilot system, stability augmentation system, SAS. So that's lane 1 and lane 2. If you put these on and has it in SAS mode, then you basically just fly. Well, it is a stability augmentation system, so it helps you to be stable. The thing is, if you have that on, you can trim it if you want to. You can see the trim, but you can trim it. If you have that on, it will hold its present heading and level and everything. But if you want to turn, you have to press the trim release button. So I have to set up, see, trim release button. That's the same actually. I don't know why I set that up twice. Trim release button. You can toggle, set up different things, headings and all that sort of things. These are just set to trim, so and that works nicely. The hat switch. So let's first spool up the engines. We're at Newcastle, the Orbic Senior. So thing is looking good there. First thing we'll do is we'll turn on the augmentation system. So lane 1 and lane 2. So these set up now. I'm gonna turn these on to you. If you want to couple it to the autopilot, you need to couple here. So I've set that up to buttons on my joystick. You can do that. So let's just take off first. So if we're going to do something, you have to press the trim release button. So I'm not very good at this. You can fly it without the SAS, but it's a handful to say the least. But it's doable, absolutely. So if I want to keep it there, I just release trim release button and it will keep it. If I want to correct it, I'll just do the same. So and if I press trim release, it will fly forward a bit to show you better. Okay, so now it's set to start SAS mode. So I have a trim release button pressed as I'm moving and correcting, and if I release it, it will keep. Should be keeping. maybe it should be SAS. Yeah, okay. So if I just have it to SAS, it will keep. It's a stable. You can trim it. No, you can't trim it. You can just, it just flies basically. You can fly it, and it will help you be stable. If you put it in center, it will center and keep it there. Get the gear up. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is turning the ASE on, not couple it, but just ASE on. If I turn, it will just not do much. But if I press the trim release button and turn, then release the trim release button, it will keep that attitude and heading, attitude and altitude, pitch, attitude and pitch. So that's a pretty cool way of doing it. And you can correct this if you want to. Just release it when, press it when you're going to correct it, and release it when you don't want to correct it. So that's one way of doing it. But we can also make it follow our course. So if we set this to east, and then we couple it here, so we can couple it. So nothing much happens when you couple it, but we can press heading, and I'm going to do vertical speed because I'm going to keep it. I'm going to want to control it. So this way we're controlling heading. So the trim button, you know, trim up, down, left, right. Now it controls the input into the autopilot. So you can turn by using the side to side, left or right. And you can also change the pitch if you want to by using the up and down pitch in the trim, which is pretty awesome. So this is really cool you're doing it. I want to also show you a coupled approach. So I have the ILS set up. Do this. So you have to set it up to the right. We are on the right side, so we need VR2 new 2. If you have it set to the other one, it's that one that controls it. So this is doing it. Let's see where we are. Relations. So we'll use our trim button and we'll turn. But now it sets to couple. It's coupled to the autopilot. So we set up all the ILS information, the frequency and the course and such things. And now we're gonna intercept it, and oh cool, police car going round and round in a roundabout. Weird. Okay. Now we have a localizer live. I've been trying it out a lot here. So, and if you just want to slow down, you just reduce the collective, and it will slow down, and it will keep the altitude in this case, or actually pitch, or the vertical speed, which is now set to 0. But we're going to keep it up a little bit. I don't really know how to control these things. I don't know what they're supposed to be, so I'm not an expert at this. I'm just want to show you what I discovered. So I'm actually flying online, but I don't think there's any ETC online. So say we want to intercept it. Just turn some sort of intercept angle. And we'll go down here and we'll set localize arm and glide slope arm. And when these are intercepting, it will go to capture and capture. So now it intercepted it, I think. Yeah, localized, intercepted, captured. Like gears. I don't know if it's good. Seems to work. I've been doing about, this is the 6th approach in this helicopter, so it looks pretty okay. We'll see when we get down if it captured the glide slope, which it should. And I set up a lot of things, so I can control the coupling with buttons on my joystick. I can also switch in between these modes if I want to. Just don't remember which button it was. this one. Which is this? 11. Can't remember which is 11. Which is 11? This is 11. No. This doesn't make sense. Oh, I set this up to AC. So, autopilot, where is it? There, so that's AC. So, I'm going to show you later when we get down, further down. I can switch it. So, stability augmentation system. It's flyable without it, but it is a handful. It's not like the, say, the Bell 407, which you can fly pretty nicely without the SAS installed or used. But this is, it's doable, but it's a pain. It's not that stable. So then, if you want to fly it with or without, that's, I guess, it's a personal preference, but works quite nice. So if I want to bring it out of just that thing, I'll just decouple this. So now, if I want to, I could turn, just keep, see, should be, yeah, it controls pitch and angle. I don't think it controls yaw. Yaw you have to control yourself. So if I do something, if I pull this, it will be pulled, but very small movements. So, but say if we want to switch, we'll switch to SAS, just SAS. So now we can trim it, I think. No, actually we can't trim it either. Just, if you want to trim it, you have to engage the SAS. Not ASE. Didn't work either. So now it's just SAS. As I said, I'm not an expert. Just thought it was kind of cool. So with SAS, this is actually very flyable. You can turn off the line 1 and line 2, and I can show you how hard it is without it. And my reader documentation, if you're gonna fly it, it was really hard. Before I read it, I was like, I can figure this out, and I was like, no, I can't. I can't really figure this out at all. Let's see if I can get down here. The scenery is amazing. And by the way, if you want to steer it, the front wheel is castering, so if you want to move, you unhook that, unhook it, unlock it. If you lock it up again, you'll just go forward. You won't go left and right. So brakes, parking brake as regular. Let's see. Turn off the lines so I can show you how crappy I am. But this, I think in this way you can actually use the trim release as you would on other helicopters. And you can trim, so I'm going to just manage if I get off here. Oh. So as I said, not very good. Just take off here. Oh. Tried setting the sensitivity stuff on this joystick a bit. Get it. Okay, that was pretty okay. Okay, so here I can actually, if I can trim it. So I'm doing this by trimming. Regular. And I can also, if I want to, I can set and reset my joystick by holding in the trim release button. It will work as it does on, say, the Bell 407. this is a lot more sensitive. But it's doable, definitely doable. Like this way, too. But you can trim it and get it pretty stable without much issue. Running out of fuel, I need to go back, I think, soon. So this is without stability, SAS, stability augmentation system, and it is with just me flying around. And I trim it, and then you can trim it as usual. I think you could, you're supposed to be able to turn these on even if you're flying. Yeah, good. And I do believe also you can turn them off in flight, and there's a sort of delay. I think you can trim here. No, so you can't trim here. Can you release it? Maybe. Maybe the trim release might work. If I say you turn it off, there's a delay before it actually goes. It doesn't just disappear, so it's definitely doable to turn it off. Only if you say the Bell 47, if you turn that off, it will do all weird kinds of weird stuff. But here it doesn't do it that way. Actually, that's cool. Traffic there. That's kind of cool. Okay. I can land it without a SAS on. See if I can manage to do that. See, geared is down. There's the airport. It's over here somewhere. It's definitely more twitchy and harder to control. I set up the, I can show you. I set up the curves this way, and it seems to be better, or not easier, but it's somewhat controllable. You can probably hear the people in the background. Say hello to my kids, they're playing some sort of game. Makes a lot of sounds. Okay, so I'm gonna try this approach and landing without SAS installed or activated. I'm gonna show it's definitely doable, but it's, as I said, a handful. Newcastle traffic, Golf, November, Hotel Alpha Alpha, helicopter inbound to land. Southern April, Newcastle. So I managed to get this slowed down. So here you can actually use the pitch trim, or the trim and the trim release. See there, I just pushed trim release and I released the joystick back, and that worked out pretty nicely. Doesn't slow, you have to crappy at landing. Sorry about the sound in the background. Okay, see if I can get down here and land. So it's not as easy as with the SAS installed. Oh. Crappy. Let's see. You can do it. But it's definitely a handful. You can trim it, but it still wants to go all over the place. So I'm pushing all of my might on the right rudder pedal. On your pedal. As I said, it does work, and you can do it manually, but it's a lot easier without manually. So I'm gonna put these down here. off. There. If you want to cut the fuel, you just put them in that part. It turns off. So, really cool helicopter. It's freeware. Link is in the description. Go check it out. My apologies for the sound in the background. And have a great evening. Take care. Bye bye.